Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 203. I had to look at it really quick. Of Fans of Power. I'm Nathan Kennedy, here with Joe Amato. Joe, how's it going?
It's going great. I have something to show, not really touch because I don't want to get up and then have everything fall apart. Show it in a second. But before we start, we'll acknowledge people that are here in the chat room. And remember, we're still going to acknowledge you later, when we, after we're done doing, the discussion about, well, we have a couple different topics. When it's at the Q&A part, that's when you can hit us with all your questions and everything, just in case, like I said, we didn't get a chance to look down. But I'm going to acknowledge you people now. Papa Hood 69, Adam Gabbard, Anthony Albanese, Zentron, Jason Johnston, JSP, JD Gibson, and Zen Brown. So that's everybody that I've seen so far in the chat room. If I missed somebody, apologize. But thanks for being here and joining us.
I kind of want to show off my shirt really fast that I picked up at FYE.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, because again, people, I can't see him on this.
Yeah.
I have to wait for the 30-second delay.
Yeah, FYE had a buy one get one free sale going on with their shirts, and I just looked around and saw that, and I'm like, hey, it doesn't say anything stupid. We actually got a good collection of characters on there, so.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, definitely, you're right. No stupid sayings. It's the classic characters that we at least know and love, And was that for Black Friday or anything? Or any specials?
This was, when did I go down to FYE? I want to say this was Tuesday or Wednesday. So we're looking at, a couple days before Thanksgiving. So maybe that's just something that was just going on. I don't know. These stores always, at this point, they are sales all around for like a month and a half.
What was you said it was buy one, get one 50% off or something? Did you get a 50% off?
Oh, it was buy one, get one free.
Oh, one free. What was your free shirt? Your other one?
Well, the other one was the creature from the Black Lagoon, but it like some of the text on there was in Japanese, and it was just like a different style and looked nice. That was the more expensive shirt, and this one was actually the free one. So.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, I know you love the creature from the Black Lagoon. And Tyler told me that about a while ago with some of your favorite, like old horror monster characters. I was like, all right, yeah, because he doesn't get much love usually. The creature from Black Lagoon. Not many people really mention him.
Well, kind of starting to now. The merchandise is ramping up a little bit, but people are still just jumping out and buying everything. So yeah, if you guys got an FYE store, I know they're kind of fewer and far between now, but if you have one, go check it out. They got this shirt on the shelf.
All right, cool. No, thanks. Yeah, the FYE we used to have here is gone. Like almost all those good stores. I mean, well, almost all the malls are pretty much gone. And the one mall that's still around just does not have FYE. But I remember that years ago when they would have, certain special. It was when DVDs were first kind of coming out, and they were doing special tin metal containers, and that's And I think that's even
like
where I got
$70 a pop, and.
Ridiculous
DVDs
prices.
were a crazy price when they first started showing up. I remember Tyler got a copy of Mallrats. I think he paid like $40 for it at the time. I'm like, pfft.
This stuff was they were, but now to look back, you wish you could have got some of those because some of these really rare things and pieces are worth too much money now. But I will acknowledge because they're always here, Grimbot and Michael Purvis. I wanted to thank you both for joining us.
And I guess too, before we jump into the topics, because they're already talking about it. Hey, did you guys find Bebop and Rocksteady? Not around me. Joe's looking for me. I guess if you guys want to look for me as well, and you find one and you don't want it, like. Let me know. I'll pay.
Help the man out because he's gonna need it because I'm gonna be looking this week for him, and after I say what I'm gonna say next, it's just gonna piss him off again. But you can't see it too good. But I never thought I'm trying to stick my finger where I think I can see her, like right there. You guys can't really see; it's kind of cut off. But anyways, Shadow Weaver. Somebody sent that to me for a birthday gift, and thank you for the person who sent it out there. Send it to me.
Fine. But it's fine. I'm glad that at least Joe's getting some stuff out of this.
Because he was like, "You son of a bitch! Somebody give me a Bebop. Give me a picture of Scareglow, something."
Yeah.
But for the person that sent that who wants to be anonymous. Thank you for that. And it's cool because, man, I never thought I would have a Shadow Weaver figure to put up with my horde. And it's the only new thing besides the crazy 3 terrors. Like, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I wanted to, hey, let's put them up there with the, He-Man figures. Right. But it's cool to have her in the horde. So that is awesome.
Yeah.
But I will I'll acknowledge at least some of the new things. Nothing super amazing. Half of the people in the chat room might be like, "Yes." The other half will be like, "Who gives a shit?" But the masters of the WWE Universe figures have started popping up at Walmart's, like online, and I think even the stores. So you can get the ring now. That ring that I said came with two figures, the John Cena one and the Triple H one. It's well, the thing is, I think you get the ring and the two figures all together in the pack for $29.97. And when you logically think, like, hell, if you'd be buying the figures separately at $14.97, even though these are exclusive, I think this style
Yeah.
to that ring, they're about $14.97. So it's like basically you're getting a ring free. That's why I held off on getting that ring by itself, even though it has the cool art with the Ultimate Warrior. This one doesn't, but it has two figures. So those are out, and the figures should be out, and I'll be hunting for those this week too. I know you don't.
Well, I think if I come across the ring, I may purchase it because I think it would be neat display, take some of the vintage figures, put it with it, kind of thing. But the other figures aren't really appealing to me as much. I don't know.
You gotta get an Ultimate Warrior one. You gotta get the Warrior.
It might be a different thing when I see them on the shelf, and I'll be like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll bite. But no, as of now, hard pass.
Well, I'll be getting them. I'm definitely going to get them. I'll get it, like I said, a whole set for myself, and then some to customize. But yeah, I'll be buying those suckers. So that's the only, I think, new news that has came out for anything. I think there might have been an update possibly on, and somebody, now this is where I do need to make sure I check with the chat room to see if they let me know. What's up, Gary Buchanan? What's that? Hey Joe, what would you say a typical custom through you runs? Well, Gary, you can ask me at the end of the show when we'll do the Q&A, and then I'll get to that part for you. But real quick, what the fuck was I saying? I had my moment. I finally had a Leslie Nielsen moment that you and Tyler would do. Like, where the hell was I? What was I saying?
There's just some times when I'm sitting here thinking, and then I'm trying to concentrate on actually looking at the camera and not looking down, and
that's it.
Everything
now I knew what it
was
because I do need them for this one. I think that Super 7 gave an update on the shipping of the figures, the movie style figures of He-Man and Skeletor and all them.
Now, those I've actually purchased. And what's the news, Joe?
I know. Well, I believe that, they kept getting delayed and delayed. Now, maybe January or February of 2020. So if somebody knows that, I need to know. Wow. But I thought was the recent upset.
Yeah, I thought originally it was supposed to have been like November, December, correct? Maybe even a bit sooner. I don't. It's been so long now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I was going to order when they were first out, but I didn't have the funds. I was like, I kept telling you and Tyler, I was like, I'm ordering them. I'm gonna get them, and I was like, fuck, I can't get them yet. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. But I was like, dang it, I can't get it. So now I don't know. I don't know.
Joe, it's okay. The channel's marked as not kid friendly, so it's all right.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about all the insanity that some people unfortunately will be going through. But all right. Well, I guess nobody in the chat room does know. I thought maybe somebody might have known and they would give a little update on it. But hey, it might be new to them too. But I thought I seen it in a couple groups, and it said something like January or February. So I might be wrong, but I thought that was right. So I can check later, and you guys can all check later too. But all right. Well, like I said, we're gonna have a commentary for the mystery of Manny Faces. But before that, we're gonna talk about the Twiggets and the Widgets. Now, Nathan, I know you don't too much know them. Like, nope. I know you have the character compendium, so you could kind of look. All right, now, but at least when you've seen the pictures of each individual one, like some of the particular ones that everybody knows more than others, did it kind of bring back memories? Like, I remember this person. I might have remembered an episode, or were they still kind of out of your head? Because it'll lead to something. But I'm curious.
Definitely out of my head, and I always feel bad saying this when we do this show because they're like, Nathan, you're the co-host of a He-Man podcast. Come on. What's going on? I'm like, well, that's Joe's the knowledgeable one here, and Tyler was the other one. Dagnabbit. Now I'm trying to censor myself here, but no, it didn't bring.
Did you say Dagnabbit?
Yeah,
wow.
I did.
Yeah, you just cuss next time.
No, it didn't bring back any memories. And honestly, when I looked them up in the compendium, and which are weighted down by some DVDs right here, for which I'll surprise you guys with shortly when we do the commentary. But when I looked them up in the book, they didn't have a whole lot to say. I felt like I got more out of looking them up on the wiki online for it than I did in the book. It was just like small excerpts for those guys, and even for the races themselves, it didn't have a whole lot to say. So I guess I'll go ahead and throw this out there for all the newbies out here that want some more information, Joe, is what else can you explain about these characters? Because I know that they show up in a handful of episodes, but it's not too much more than that.
Well, well, some, like I said, had a good amount of appearances they were in, and like when you think about the widgets at first for Masters of the Universe, I mean you do have Squinch, who's yeah, at times you'd see it to where it looks like he might be kind of afraid, and his girlfriend Laura's the one that has the guts, and she's the one that'll stand up to
And
anybody.
very loud,
He's
by the way. I
very
was,
loud.
yeah.
I like that. I remember I always get a kick, which I think even Papa Hud said something before about that, like on our group fans of Power about, boy, she's got some lungs on her, and she does. But Squinch will still do what he has to do to get things done as well. But there were characters that it fit in perfect with Masters of the Universe to show that, again, this is why I brought it up, is there are people that maybe don't even remember the widgets at all. Maybe they didn't remember the cartoon too well, they were more into the toys. Or maybe there were the people that did see the cartoon, didn't remember their names, and years later like, hey, I remember those little guys,
Yeah.
or I remember them,
Yeah.
which is cool. But it's to get the thought and the wheels running in the heads of people that could be working on Masters in the future. Meaning, before you go ahead and figure, okay, I'm going to take, hypothetically, let's take Mechanic and make him 3 feet tall. For whatever reason, we're going to make him short to say, look, we got somebody that's really short, and it's in, he's in our cartoon. Before you start thinking about things that you think are new and groundbreaking and has never been done, go back to the cartoon and, in fact, get this compendium book to look and see the amount of races and creatures and beings and everything that's existed in Masters of the Universe, and you'll probably be surprised to think, wow, okay, characters like this have existed. So don't act like they're breaking the ceiling and saying, look at what we've done and brought. You ain't bring nothing. It's already been there, and you know where I'm stepping into right now. You already know what I'm going to. The reason I'm saying, make sure you look this up for Masters in case when the new cartoon comes out, you're thinking about what can I do and what can I bring. It does bring me to She-Ra to think you had all along characters that are of different heights, different races, different body types. But you would think that with this new She-Ra, it was never done how they were talking about it because
Oh, Joe.
they well, just to let you know, because they probably obviously never watched all the cartoon.
Of course not.
But it annoys me. It's like, if you're going to work on a new property, please research the stuff beyond what they said in multitudes of videos on YouTube where they said, I watched a couple clips of the cartoon. It's like, how can you say that? You're outright saying, I watched a couple clips, or I like She-Ra because there was a figure of her in a bag of Batman stuff and something else that my brother had. Oh, what? Then you're the biggest expert because you had that in a bag. You know everything. Now it's like, look at it. So when you think, I've taken Frosta and turned her into like a 3 foot tall, 10-year-old girl or something. There have been short people. In fact, they're the short people that have gotten excluded who are as much Princess of Power and the Great Rebellion as everybody else, and that's the Twiggets. I mean, you have Spratina, you have Sprocker, Sprag, there's others, but those are the 3 main ones. And
I mean, at this rate, wouldn't it be a blessing that these guys were spared even being involved in that show? Isn't it great that those characters weren't messed up like all the other ones were?
Well, true, but what happened is, it's like, well, they messed up characters to meet these body types that they say didn't exist. In their minds, everybody was built like She-Ra. They're all just these like slimmed and toned females. It's like, not every single female or male by that matter was that type of slim or super muscular. It's like, okay, if you're gonna say it about the women, think about the men. The men have body types that are unrealistic with super bulging muscles. So both sexes had unrealistic body types, but also they had a multitude. Because like I said, when you think of Madame Raz, who is one of the main characters of She-Ra, Madame Raz was always somebody of a bigger body type. And yes, in this one, the new one, they tried it too, but she's just so far removed from being Madame Raz, it ain't the same. But when you think of the Twiggets, they're all smaller creatures. You have one that's a guy that's really big and small. Spratina's got a slimmer body, and then you got one that's kind of skinny and weird-shaped jaw. But what I'm saying is, this is nothing new. It's not different.
Well,
so it pisses me off when they say these things. It's like, can you just look at the stuff that's existed to realize, yes, that's been there before?
Well, it's the same thing of when it's mentioned that there's never been a strong female lead character in a film, and I'm like, yeah, all right. And you look back in time, all right, think about Aliens. There's been plenty of characters, and they always. What's the thing of Elizabeth Banks was mad that Charlie's Angels, the movie that she directed, that the new remake thing that they didn't do so hot, and she's like, oh well, blah blah blah. Men don't want to see strong female characters.
Oh, that's bullshit.
And it goes back to this. I think the bottom line is Joe just wanted to talk about his favorite show. She really puts power on Netflix.
No, it's it kind of like spun into a part of that, but it's basically saying that, with Kevin Smith and the people who are involved with the new Masters of the Universe cartoon, that if they are thinking about let's add different creatures or different sizes or whatever they're thinking, don't take the existing He-Man and Masters of the Universe characters that existed and just completely change them.
Yeah.
Know that the characters you're probably looking for guaranteed existed back then. So just please, from Dark Horse, get not only the compendium book, but get the one that's for all the Filmation stuff too that was put on by Dark Horse. Get that as research material, because you'll see these things have existed, and then you can still give everybody what we've always loved and known, and it will be still similar. I know the art style will be different, but don't completely change heights and sizes and things just to fill some kind of like space that you think's not there.
Yeah.
When I've always said Masters of the Universe has been so full of it. And that's why when I was thinking of this, is like that's what it spun into. I was like, the Mystery of Manny Faces is just a great episode to do commentary for, but it kind of all spun all together, with thinking of all these characters. I hate seeing some characters, especially when you think of the Twiggets. They were very important and very, shown in She-Ra almost all the time. And for them to just to be dismissed and gone, the same thing with Lookie, the same thing with Cow. It's like all these main characters just boom, gone, and let's just take the existing other, human characters and alter them. It's lazy, really lazy.
That's where we are in pop culture content now, Joe. Like it's all lazy. It's lazy enough anyway, because instead of creating and facilitating new ideas, they just keep drudging up the same old stuff that we've grown up with for 30 years now. So it is what it is, but I think that these characters, especially since you're talking about, well, you're doing the new cartoon, if you're not going to involve them in an episode, at least maybe do little hints that or little Easter eggs to let people know the little things to look out for episode to episode. It's like, oh, well, they do care. Even if they're not heavily involved, hey, there's this character that shows that they have done at least enough research to have them somewhere in the show. Plus, it's a good thing to also open up your world building. Different races is always a good thing to have.
No, exactly. It's just, I think what got me hyped was just watching, again, The Mandalorian the other day for the first time, seeing that, wow, damn, look what they did with Star Wars. It's recognizable. It feels like the old days, giving respect to other characters, but still making it cool and still making it fun and not feeling like, oh, this is outdated. This is something based off of something in the 70s. It sucked. It's like, no, it's awesome. I left off the effing part. See, I'm nice. I even cut my curse word there. I edited myself.
Did you watch any more episodes of that yet? By the way,
I'll watch maybe just the first one, but maybe tomorrow I'll watch another episode.
Joe might actually pay for this service at least until The Mandalorian is finished. So it must be you must be doing something right if Joe's actually going to spend money on something.
Right. It's something I was like, I think I might afford that $6.99 for a couple months until it's all done and I can watch it. But you never know, maybe something else will come along. But that was, like I said, that's the thing with the Twiggets and with the Widgets, both very important factions within both Masters of the Universe and Princess of Power, and characters that you could see were never really hated or loved. And like we seen, some people might not have remembered them, and then ones that do see them be like, oh, I remember the faces, didn't know the names, but they understood they've been there. So that's what I want. I want the people working on things just to at least get a little bit of knowledge of what did exist. And I'm hoping. I mean, it's not a guarantee, but hoping, yes, please do some research. But I think now we'll go into a commentary for the Mystery of Manny Faces. Then after this, you guys can hit us with any single questions you want. And however you want to do it, Nathan, you can do it almost just like how Tyler did for the countdown.
Another first for the show. We're going to do something different here. There won't be any audio to it, but if all goes well, we will have a visual. Link is down below to the episode, so if you guys want to go ahead and click on it, get past the ads and everything, if you don't have YouTube Premium like Joe. And
No, no, no. I don't have YouTube Premium. I even had to do the pre thing. I put this on like earlier, and then I would like keep jumping every
well,
like 2 minutes, and it would.
you might want to watch on that because when I was trying to mess with this earlier and I kept doing that after the fact,
Don't
I
tell me
think
they're gonna
YouTube
click.
may have changed something. So have your trigger finger ready, Joe, because you might have to like click on
Well, let's
stuff.
hope if anything, it's the stupid little click pop up link and not
I
an interruption. I hate the
yeah,
interruptions,
I
but
hope so too. But all right, let me
and then you can tell everybody where to see it and give them the countdown. But yeah, you could prep it all.
yeah. Let me get this set up here. All right, in 3, 2, 1, play. Ooh, a little fancy here. I might be a little bit ahead when I did play, but yeah, it's pretty neat.
I'm gonna pop in my other earbuds so I could hear a little bit in the one side, so I can hear you and in the cartoon at the same time. But it's not loud enough to where you guys are gonna hear
Yeah.
anything. But obviously, you just said this is kind of the first time you maybe have seen this then, or was until I told you to watch it.
There may have been some point in time that I checked this out as a kid, but yes, I would just go to venture to say that this is the first time that I have checked it out. So, yeah, I hope you guys dig this new little thing. I had a few little hiccups going on with it, but I'm digging it.
Yeah, like I said, he's shrunk the screen. There's no volume. It's been altered. By the way, we don't own
No.
rights to any of this stuff. These things pop
But
up.
I
It's just,
am playing this from my DVD, so I did indeed purchase this.
look at that. See? So all right. So no copyright infringement. This is all working good. All right. But yeah, this is an episode that had some interesting things, as well everybody's going to find out here in just a couple minutes. And how this starts off, just a quick little note. I always liked when the episodes would start off like this, where it was showing the space and had that sound effects. This gave you the feeling of what I always said. This is another world.
Yeah.
I say it so much, but that's why I love
Well,
Masters.
it's
You're
the
escaping
little
somewhere.
touches that you can add to that to make everything seem way more expansive, even if your budget's not super duper like fancy.
Sure, sure. And who would have thought that balloons could actually look nice and detailed and look like they're animating? Also, picking on certain things. Some cartoons might have just left something just as one solid color. Doesn't feel like there's any movement to it. So, I don't know, just more shit. Look at the animation on Cringer just walking.
Yeah, I kind
No,
of
just things
felt
that-
bad for him because that cake you would imagine would have to be sort of heavy. That's a pretty big cake.
Yeah,
But then again,
this
Cringer
part-
is a big boy, so.
yeah. And he's an eater, so I didn't think he'd be too pissed off. At least he could eat that. But figured you don't want to get in trouble because they have a little back and forth spat here, which will eventually lead into, of course, we get in the story of Manny Faces. Yeah, they are out with a party, but they messed it all up. Now, see, Oracle, again, he can float at any level, low, high. It's the thing I used to pick with Tyler with when I was like, but why is he this low? Like, if he'd be floating where something could get him, I was like, why can't you just go right up? But Tyler like, damn it, Joe. And then look at that. Oracle, his magic can work, when he wants it to. So, bam, he just decorated the whole place. I like that part. It was kind of freaky.
Do you have a favorite face of Manny Faces on the figure itself? Is there one that you had a tendency to just leave on most of the time, or were you always kind of creating your own stories using all of them? Because there were, 3 altogether, or were there 4?
Yeah, there was 3, but what's funny is I actually would leave it usually on the monster face, sometimes robot, but I was not a fan of the human face. I liked when they were doing this, though, his showing his other faces with Skeletor and working on a Beast Man. It made you, like, even as a kid, I was like, that would have been cool extras. But, of course, we got that from Matty Collector when they did the Classics version, gave one with extra different faces.
What?
Right there, I keep saying, that's what you need, an Orko, a giant Orko head for Manny Faces.
That's actually, I think the video just messed up on my end. Yeah, it's, like, stuck there. Perfect.
Oh, so you're stuck on,
Yep.
well, they're still hearing us talk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I just looked.
see, yeah.
Beast Man's got the shaky
Yeah.
lips. Well, guys,
It was going well, and then it messed up.
well, if you can, guys, click on the link. You could catch up
Yeah.
some far dirty.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
You could just
Man, that bums me
leave
out.
shaky lips.
You know what? We could just leave it like that the whole time. Sorry, guys. I didn't know it was going to do that.
We definitely ain't gonna get no copyright strikes now when you have just Beastman. So fucking episode.
Yeah.
Well, I like this. They're gonna at least tell Man at Arms the whole story about how they met Manny Faces, how everything came to
Yeah,
be.
I'll go ahead and we'll just switch it back to that. Sorry for the technical difficulties there, everybody. Man, that bums me out.
That's all right, man. They'll be able to get you back. But look, you can see there's quite a different array of different little widgets here. And it was spooky. I always liked this spooky music. I loved when it was windy and it was dark, and they kept talking about the monster. And you find out, damn it, Manny Faces was a real prick. He was a bad guy. He wasn't nice at all. Just because people don't treat him nice, he's a bad guy. It's like, damn. Squinch is always on the lookout, though, but not this time. Yeah, that'd be another cool little figure. Him, give us Laura too, but. And that was the thing at the distance, when you if you're somebody that was the first time seeing, the Widgets Fortress, you think, wow, it looks massive. But of course, massive for them, but for Manny Faces, it's like it looked quite small. See, he was kind of being mouthy, and then he got that little half smile there. But was today the first time you ever seen this? And then I like when it went to the robot, but I was thinking, I thought there was going to be some kind of robotic thing, but I guess it's trying to show maybe a little more strength. But I always thought, I thought the Beast was strong. But you see, they'll stand up to him. They'll still want to fight, even if they're afraid. See, they're still going to try to do something. But he's not going to take it and going to have him running. And there's the the He-Man signal. You didn't get to see it done, but they've used that before. Well, since you probably never seen it, they shoot it out and boom, it puts his emblem in the air. But look, it shows, look how strong he is. He's crushing that up like just nothing. That's a big ass piece of metal. And who's on the lookout? There's OR. So it cut. Now, where are you at right now with this, Nathan? I want to make sure we're kind of in the same spot. It's going to Snake Mountain right here. Oh my God, did I just lose Nathan? Am I here talking with myself? I can't even hear Nathan, if you're talking, I can't hear you. Anybody else? Type in there. Let me know if.
Sorry, I had my microphone muted. My bad, because I was clicking on stuff to get the YouTube video back up. It just turned into a mess. I feel like I shouldn't do that anymore. But yeah, Joe, I'm synced up with you now.
Oh, you're saying good.
Sorry
okay.
for freaking you out, because I was sitting there talking. They could probably see me talking. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta hit the button.
I was wondering what is going on. I thought I lost all things, so I switched over.
That makes for the best episodes.
Yep. And the cool times you get to see here where, Prince Adam and He-Man just relaxing. I like the part where you're going to see a sword eventually. I always got a kick out of stuff like that, because how when he's walking around in his regular outfit, he always has the sword with him. Even though in animations you won't see it all the time, it's supposed to be there, but you kind of would wonder, well, where does he keep the sword? If, let's say he is just relaxing or something. Or as you see here, he's just in his pajamas. And
yeah, like what if he's got to wake up out of a dead sleep and stab somebody?
Right, yeah, it's like, I gotta kill, and I like this little hiding space. I always like that right there. And I got a kick out of that. That part right there where Zoar's looking and seeing the light flashing. It's something you kind of wanted to see, because sure, that is an iconic transformation as always, but you did like see little, alterations or some little tweak or a different angle, and I got a kick out of that transformation.
Well, it's always kind of nice, I suppose, when they switch it up, because you sort of have certain expectations of the reuse of the animation, that when you do kind of get a variation of it, it's a little more exciting.
Yeah, it's recognizable. I mean, when you finally see it, like, wow, that looks different. I don't remember that too often. Because, yeah, still, there's things like this where He-Man's, riding Battle Cat. It's like always iconic and still, it's always cool to see. But when it's in certain different angles, yeah. But there's one angle which will come up later. I remember I always say this to Tyler. I'll say it to you. But there's one angle of He-Man and Battle Cat I hate. But that'll be later. And now you see Manny Faces just being that, like a dictator prick.
Well, I kind of want to talk about Manny Faces, because they sort of changed his origin to something else in terms of filmation, correct? Opposed to what you have seen prior to, like in many comics and things?
Many comics, there's always been slight variations. This one seemed... there's only so much you could say in like one episode. But you're seeing him being just mistreated here, and feels like he's going to do that to others. That's all he's ever known. But I did like, I like Laura right here, and you're eventually going to hear her right
Yeah.
here. I like when she gets ready to yell.
Yeah, she's pretty sassy. I'm kind of surprised that there wasn't some sort of issue back then about like her cleavage showing and the cut in her shirt being so low. Some like housewife
Well, I think
getting
it's because
upset that their little boy is seeing big boobies in their cartoons.
Well, the thing is, just like we said, with look at the men, how big and muscular they are. But I think it's, back then, people didn't take shit so seriously. They realized this is a cartoon. But I did like this part again because He-Man was wanting to open the door, but then Battle Cat says they're going to jump right on over and take him out. But what's weird? It's like, oh, now we see Manny Faces with his normal. That's the angle right there, by the way. I hate of He-Man on Battle Cat. God, I hate it as a kid, and I still hate it now. I just don't like the perspective. It drove me nuts. It looks like he was merged with Battle Cat. Something about that angle.
Just too zoomed in for you.
Yeah, it's too zoomed in. It's like, where's Battle Cat really?
You think
at?
they
It
should have
didn't
went
look
with
right.
this angle right here, where it's just like the wide shot showing like full body and everything, right?
Yeah, those ones. That's what I can deal with. But all right, now you're seeing. Yeah, Manny Faces is he doesn't like people if they laugh at him or treat him a certain way. So now he's throwing. And I was like, good Lord, Tila, she flew super low there to the Widgets Fortress. And that's the only other part where I'd mess with Tyler. I was like, what? How is Orko just floating there? It's like if the Wind Raider is going 70 miles an hour and he's just floating in the air, he's not actually sitting. But that's just Joe the Dick. And see, Orko using this. I like this in this episode because Orko's showing his magic, and it's not like how people always think he's incompetent and can't get it right because his magic doesn't slightly work the same here on Eternia, but he gets the stuff done when he needs to. And then bam, you're like, what the hell happened? But of course, we remembered earlier with Skeletor observing and seeing,
which is kind of
like
it's always been funny to me how he can just teleport people so much and yet fail every time to take over anything.
I can kind of see what you mean with certain things. I remember that. I mean, almost like with any cartoon where you figured, okay, if somebody could just, flash like this and here and there, then why even travel if you can do this? Like, we're going to see something again later that you could say, but we'll just leave it alone. It's just the part of the episode.
I guess that's the whole part of this is you're not supposed to break down every single tiny little aspect of it.
Right, you can't. If you did, it's not fun.
Yeah, if you do that, then you end up just being miserable.
Yep. And it's right here. Boom. Here's the sorceress. Everybody's like, oh, I didn't think she could be, outside of Castle Grayskull in her falcon form. And it's like, okay, just, leave it alone. She can be the sorceress. But I always got a kick out of Tila's face in this one part in the episode. She looks so unenthused. And when it comes up, I'll say...
I kind of got that vibe from her the entire episode. I'm like, she just looks angry the whole time.
Right there. Look, but this, she's like...
yeah, just like half asleep.
What was that face about? But yeah, the sorceress, she's now sensing danger at Castle Grayskull. But of course, Skeletor's figuring, Beastman, use your mind powers to control Manny Faces, and bam, hopefully can help get into Castle Grayskull. So they got him in there. They're ready to get going. But not right yet. You haven't seen it all.
Was this vehicle ever released? Sorry if that's a stupid question.
No, they never made.
I'm kind of surprised that they didn't, because that'd be pretty cool.
No, it would have been awesome. That would have been an awesome thing. I've seen some, I think, customizers do 3D printed versions of it, which looks great. But an official collector, that'd be great. I like it. He's just saying.
Well, even like the chair that Skeletor is sitting in right there would be kind of a neat little thing.
Yeah, and I think they're giving that with Snake Mountain. But yeah, see, that was Skeletor's little plot, his little trick, figuring out if I turn and make him turn into that beast, then bam, now Beast Man can mind control him. So he's going to use him, and he's going to use that monster strength to help his little plot with, of course, going into Castle Grayskull. So it was different. Like I said, this version, at least when you're seeing Manny Faces in this episode, I mean, they kind of made him someone you kind of didn't like, but you're supposed to feel sorry for, even though he's being an ass because he was picked on. But eventually, we get a good guy out of there.
And it gives you a good little moral to the story kind of thing.
Yeah, of course. I
You
know they
you
got to add
don't
their
know
morals.
what everyone's going through, so even if they're angry all the time, there might be more to it.
True. And look at that. He's crying. Even under mind control, he's crying because there's nothing he could do. He's under Beastman's control, and Beastman's going to have his own slave so he could treat somebody bad, like how Skeletor has been treating Beastman. And this animation coming up here with the sorceress and this ball, I always loved how when she would do that and grab that ball of energy and it looked cool as shit. But I kept thinking, how's the collector keep coming back? I figured it was going to get blown to hell when that happened. she,
Or
she'd
at
get a
least
couple
like
more
knock it
things.
out to just send it in a tailspin and crash somewhere, because I mean it's flipping like upside down and everything.
Yeah, she's gonna do another one of those. I was like, there's gotta be something to blast. I was like, shoot, if this is, but of course, some people could say, and again, you don't want to nitpick everything. It's like, well, this is coming from Castle Grayskull and the Sorceress, all the power. It's like, but she's also using her powers to hold
Yeah.
that, force field over
Well,
Castle
I mean,
Grayskull. So she's
even Beastman
multitasking.
makes it a point to say that her power is weakening enough that we can do this. So it's nice that they throw
Yeah,
that out there to at least explain it a little bit better.
yeah. And it is. And anytime you see Castle Grayskull under attack or in danger like that, you'd get panicked as a kid. I remember watching this episode as a kid, and when that jaw bridge was starting to open, I was like, "Oh my god, they're going to open it!" They got to create moments like that, that
Little
tension, and to
old
freak
Joey
kids out.
Amato going and grabbing a paper bag, starting to freak out.
Oh, it was hyperventilating. I didn't like that, but then of course, we get He-Man here to pop up and come save the day. But anytime that even started just moving a little bit, just bit by bit, that's always a scary moment. Here we go. Now you got to take care of it. Hey, he got his whip. You don't get to see it too often in the cartoons, so you would like to see Beastman using at least an accessory. And you calling him slave, and then here comes Manny Faces. Gets to do something. Nice, good, boom. So you got a good tackle on him,
And
but he got right back
and
up.
aside from being in this episode, there's only one more episode that kind of has Manny Faces in more of a speaking role. Everything else is sort of background character, right?
Yeah, I thought there was only a couple. See, that's when I wouldn't know every episode he came in, like him, Tyler Dushin and James, but yeah, there wasn't many episodes. No pun intended. I was wondering what the hell that staff was. That's the other thing I wasn't quite sure when Tila pointed out. I was like, was that in another episode? Because it's not looking familiar. And that's when I'm hoping Dushin or somebody will find that or correct me in the chat room later. It's like, don't remember what the hell that weapon was. But I like that, boom. The sorcerer took off the mind control of the beast. Here's his human form. And of course, now hopefully he's going to see he does see eventually the error of his ways. Because I was thinking, well, you were already an ass to the
Yeah.
widgets. Why do you act like it's different? I was like, oh, you're acting like,
you're
you've
definitely
always
gonna have to just go back and apologize to everybody.
right. Yeah, I always cracked over there. I was like, but you were being mean earlier. Don't act like you're just being now or mean because of Beastman. You were always doing that. But there's redemption. Like I said, sometimes it's like you said. People go through some crap in life and shouldn't take it out on others, but it could happen. Yeah, they're going somewhere. They're gonna have a little teleporting trip right here. Skeletor ain't gonna like this indeed. Because bam, he thought it was just Beastman, and now you got a couple people here.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed off too, honestly.
Right? Yeah, especially when you're not expecting anything like that. And it's always the deflection. He-Man's always good at doing that. And I did like this part with Manny Faces. We turned robot mode, and it's like you're figuring he's bonding with the short circuits in any of the circuitry. So like there's a purpose to his robot form to do something else. There, nice little tuck and roll.
Yeah,
Ain't gonna hurt
now
anybody.
Skeletor can't control his ship, and there he goes into the abyss.
Yeah, the bottomless one. I was like, okay, I figure he's going into that gorge. He's gonna be gone forever. And they even make a point of mentioning it later. Like, I'm sure he'll find a way out eventually. Because I was like, I thought that was it. That's the end.
And
for
I'm
him.
not gonna lie, I think that would be something that I would have liked to have seen, is watching him try to get out of there. What other things inhabit down there that he would have to fend off to get out and get to safety? That'd be kind of a neat little side episode sort of thing.
Something different. No, I see what you mean. Especially if it would have been something that would have had a continuity to it. We didn't. Right. They didn't do the continuity stuff.
And
but
I think
I'm sure...
I think in terms mostly when you're gonna have a lot of episodes to a show like this that I don't really need to have as much continuity.
Not all the time, especially with certain established characters. You can still have your good one-off adventures. Still, yes, you can have things be acknowledged that was
Yeah.
done before, but otherwise you don't get the good one-off stories, and that's what's kind of fun. It doesn't make it feel like you have to hang on for so long and be nervous. It's like, I can breathe. This episode had a beginning and ending. Yep. Yeah, people usually do need some help. So, and I like when they try to do the whole name thing here. Like, this poor guy's never had a name ever. Here it is.
They just stumble across. I kind of feel like this is how they came up with names at Mattel when they were creating to make the figures.
they're, they're actually doing that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Well, makes just a character with, like, many faces. That's it, man.
Yeah.
faces. But yeah, so you could see in this one, at least, yeah, it's Oracle. And I like how Oracle stuck by it and was like, yeah, that's it. Oracle was confident, like, hey, man, faces. That's your name. And then now they're missing the big performance of seeing the greatest actor. And again, there's a sorceress. And I just want to say to Dushin and James, I hate seeing the sorceress in this, not because she's out of Grayskull. I did not like that look of her from behind. It looked awkward. It was cool seeing all the, heroic warriors together, but look, she just looks awkward. And that's why I'm going to have to ask them if they know, was she ever in that pose before? It looked weird. But, and then you get the good moral at the end. They always have to hit you up with a moral at the end. Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, that the little thing that I had set up, like the stuff froze. It made for a little funny part in the entire thing, but I think it might.
Well, it
might just be these DVDs because they were having a hard time playing over here in the little drive that I have.
That's no problem.
Yeah.
That is all right. But that is a good episode. I did my little joke about a couple things, but it was not being mean or nasty to the cartoon itself. But that is a good episode. So if you guys want to go back to watch it any other time you want and just actually listen to it and hear it all, and then maybe you can pop our commentary at the same time, then you can get the whole vibe for everything. But so what did you think? Because like you said, you watched this earlier for the first time probably. I mean, what did you get out of it, and did you enjoy it? Were there things you thought could have been slightly different, or
No,
what?
it's a fun little introduction to the character. You have the world building going on. It's like, oh, there are more races, there's more characters, and that's what you want out of these things. Like, ultimately your goal is, yes, we'll make a figure of this, we'll sell more toys, but they did a good job of always balancing introducing new characters into the fold. And I guess for those kids that probably were stuck watching reruns, in the event that it just seems more of like this and this, when a new character would show up, it'd be like, oh, hey, whoa, check this out. So yeah, it was a good time.
And definitely, like I said, with seeing the widget, those are characters that you could just picture as being a kid. You would have loved to have little figures of them. I mean, I know I would have. I would have liked to have definitely the main three, but if they made other ones too, because I think like Candu and Laura and Squinch, those are, I think, usually the main three that most people know. But even any of the other, background ones, they kind of made for some fun little sets. But I would have loved to have them, just like I would have loved to have the Twiggets too from She-Ra. Those would have been cool figures, but well, we never got official ones of them either.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy, and no classics, I'm assuming, either, right?
No, and I'm surprised,
Yeah,
and I would
too.
hope, and I guess that's another thing, is whether it be in classics or now that they're going to be trying to do another He-Man line in a 5.5-inch style. I mean, if they're going to bring some more characters from the cartoon, I wouldn't see why releasing them would be an issue. People do, like I said, people still recognize them, and those that don't, maybe they would still get into them. But I'm trying to remember in Black Star, I thought when those figures came out that they had some like little creatures. I don't know if they're like Troubles or Tribbles or something, but they were weird, small little like elf creatures. And I know people bought those. It's, damn it, I hate not knowing. Now, I guess this is the part, well, hey, if you guys have any questions or comments about that episode or any questions at all, just hit it in the chat room. And plus, help me out. What was the name of those little creatures, I think, in Black Star? Because they were, damn it, it was, I hate not knowing something, Nathan. I mean, I know
dude, I'm right there with you. And the bad part is both your memory and my memory are quite bad. So
yeah, it's just because, well, I mean, I never
collected
collected the. Yeah, because I didn't collect the Black Star figures, and I just know I've seen them pop up in groups before. Those little things, like, hey, so, oh, there, thank you, Grim. Grim got it. He said they're Trobbits. I don't know, what was I saying? I was saying tribbles and
Yeah,
trobbles. I had a trob.
kibbles and bits.
Kibbles and bits. I had close. I was almost. But I'll pass it to you. You were saying something. I didn't mean to cut you
Oh
off.
no, I was just about to say that I don't think too many people collected Black Star figures either. There's
You know,
a lot of those lines that just came and went.
and
It
it's so
seems
many
like
cool.
anyway. Maybe if you go back in time and could actually see how long they were on the shelves, maybe it'll seem like a little bit longer. But there are a lot of things
Because
that just passed by that I'm like, oh yeah, I
there were.
vaguely remember this.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of them, and some were. I don't know if it's because you felt like you had already one big collection, why do another? Or, oh, that's a rip off of this, and maybe they want to do it. Like, Remco did so many different fantasy lines based off of, like, the He-Man, Master Universe style, but, of course, they were different sculpts and everything, but there was so many other knockoffs, too, and it's like, now those go for real
Which
high
is so
prices now. Like,
strange.
yeah.
It's like now there's a market for the knockoff toys from back then. I'm like, man, if I would have known that, I would have been going to Dollar Tree decades ago and snatching those
Yeah.
things
Oh
up.
God. Yeah. I mean, I would too, because I do remember one of the last things getting, and I'm gonna get to your guys' question. I see they're right there, so I'm gonna get you. But I remember when some of the dollar stores first started opening up, and we had one in our local mall, and they had these like wrestlers with that style, like Remco style, and they had a lot of knockoffs. And I remember buying a couple of those, thinking these are just cool, but. Oh, if they're just to have a time machine and go back and get all the Remco stuff, and then get other lines, like you said, Black Star and Brave Star, not get rid of all my Sectars. Oh, because I got rid of some of them,
Yeah,
kept some, but
yeah, that's a bummer, man.
just to have them, just to have them.
Yeah,
But all right, let's see. Adam Gabbard said, Nathan, are you okay with it if Joe can share with us his new Shadow Weaver figure on the
I'm
podcast
okay
and
with it.
what he thinks of it? Okay, well, I'm gonna have to hold
Well,
on.
what would have
Second.
happened if I would have been like, no?
No, you're like no, fuck Joe and his stuff. Or let's see. Can you see Shadow Weaver by Hordak? I don't know what angle I'm
Yeah,
doing. I
yeah.
can't
If you
see
hold it
shit.
right there, there we go.
She's a fucking awesome figure. That is awesome. Like I said, to finally have her with the Horde, I can put her there proudly. But yeah, that's an awesome ass figure. And thanks again for the person that sent that. But god damn, who'd ever thought that? We never got her back in the day. I wish we would have, but at least we got her now. And surprisingly, really good. Stay fucker. All right. Really good. No, sorry. Really good quality. I mean, it's a nice, good, durable plastic. She even has a swivel waist. One little critique about it, and hello, David Clark. Thank you for joining us as also, and Jonathan Bowler. I'll get to you. Um, is the face. Not being an ass, but on the face, you could see her nose. I do not like seeing the
Mm-hmm.
nose. And the eyes seem like they're slightly too low. I think the eyes, the eyes should be up a little bit more, but I don't like the nose sculpt because I've never really, I don't think in the cartoon we've seen a shadow of a nose. It's just a shadowed out face. But otherwise, it is perfection. It's a damn awesome
If you
figure.
guys are also unhappy with your Shadow Weaver figure, feel free to contact Joe and mail him that figure so he can customize and send it back to you. Link down below.
Like here, like yeah, I'll change that damn face. All it needs is just the face change. That's it. But otherwise, great figure. Jonathan Bowler said, "I'm new to the show here, guys. He said, but I'm a lifelong He-Man fan. I love the show, and I wish I found you guys a while ago. Well, hey, it's great to have you, and hope you can join us here each week. We always do it Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, live here on YouTube, unless there's some different time
Yeah.
changes or something comes up. But that's why we always say you can make sure that you can always like, subscribe, and share, ring the bell because you can get notified if we go on a different day, Jonathan. So you can always do
And
that.
go back and check
Um,
out the archive because when Tyler was here, he'll drop some knowledge on you.
yes, definitely. And JSB said faulty memories is what Google's
Yeah,
for. You got that right.
absolutely.
Zemon said, help us, Tyler, your only hope. That was when we were trying to do the tribbles, trobbles, tribbits,
Yeah.
and all that. So you're right. Zentron said, should see the Transformer knockoffs here in the UK at B&M
Go
Bar.
buy them up Zentron and then wait about 15 years and then start selling them on eBay.
Yeah, because like I have one thing. It was when I don't know if that new Transformers cartoon that came out years ago that was called Robots in Disguise, maybe. Was there one called that? Because I don't want to sound like a moron. I thought they released a new Transformers line, and it was close to around the time when the new MYP He-Man cartoon came out. And I think they had a knockoff at the stores of the Constructicons where they'd all form together into one big, robot. and they had this off-brand at the dollar store for $5. And would you believe I still have that in its box? It's
Of course
mint.
you do.
I was
Is
like,
it sitting nearby right now? I imagine it's.
this is one that's not.
Oh,
No,
really?
this one. I
I'm
wish. Could you
surprised.
imagine if I'm like, and it's right here?
You know what?
But
I could imagine that. That's always the case. Oh, hey, by the way, I got it right here.
that would have been just too freaky because everything we do it's all random as when it comes from the chat room, but I'll try to get a picture of it. It probably has zero value. I don't know if fans get excited over it, but I was like, I thought it looked cool and I just didn't want to open it. I was like, it's so cheap. I was like, if I buy the real ones at the store, it'd be like over $50. I was like, I got this big set, all of them $5. I was like, you couldn't beat that. So yeah, Jason Johnson said, welcome Jonathan. Adam seen it. I'm glad you've seen it. Grimbot, yep, 2 F-bombs in a row. Sorry about that. I was excited. Well, 3 from Zendron. I was excited about Shadow Weaver. She was cool, and then
he can't help himself.
No, we can't.
All right.
Yeah, that's right. No, not trading any rooms there, Baba Huds. What's the F total up to now, Jason? I'm not saying anymore, Jason. I promise.
Sure.
And you're welcome, Jonathan. they're keeping count. Wait, how many? I don't know.
If you're playing the drinking game, we're all trashed right now.
That's what's because FM on anyone doing shots to Joe's cussing just lost their liver tonight. Hip Hop Radio Live, hip hop music. Hello. It's like, I can't wait to see the custom Easy Heat. Yep, you're going to be seeing that this week. That's one. It's been a while in the making.
That's interesting.
Delays and
that's interesting.
It is. This one is, and it's also just to let you know because he commissioned it. This is not something based off of another one that was done before in vintage style. This is classics, but it's going to look more like him. So it's not like like how I do some figures and I give them the He-Man treatment with new things and looks to fit in with Masters. Yeah. No, this will be easy, but yes, with a He-Man body. But you guys will see.
All right. Hopefully it turns out well and he'll commission more and get the rest of the NWA in there.
That would actually be cool. JSP has one for you, Nathan. So, Nathan, did you get the BCI He-Man DVDs or the recent Universal releases?
No, I actually saw the new set that came out at Best Buy today when I was in there. Yeah, these are the guys that I got. The one that gives you like the spine diorama. That first set that came out. Maybe that's why I was having issues in the player. Which once again, apologize because that was like a neat little thing, and I was hoping it was gonna pull off without any hitch. We'll try it again next time.
Well, it gave us the quiver lip though, so you can't get that anywhere else. We got the quiver lip, so. But those sets are good, especially like you said, making the spine mural. David Clark said, if the Widgets cordite was used to make He-Man's vest, adding to his strength, and Skeletor used to make his own chest emblem that made him as strong as He-Man, couldn't the Widgets forge some for? I know what he's meaning for himself. Oh, that's what he says: weapons and armor for themselves. You would, I guess, think that would make sense. That I don't know if they've ever said they're peaceful people, but if you figure you have a fortress you're building to surround yourself, to protect yourself, and you are worried about enemies, and especially if they would know there's cordite there, I think, hell, I'm all for some shit too. You're right. They could be the Widgets would be like, that you come in there, you see, these things are 3 feet tall, but they beat the piss out of you because they have strength, not He-Man strength, but they got super strength. That'd actually be some cool shit. Could you imagine that? We're just like, we're gonna use it. We're gonna use this cordite.
It would be kind of neat, but at the same time too, you'd run into that little factor with how people have a huge issue with like the Ewoks and things defending themselves and making everything else look like jobbers because they defeated them pretty well. You might kind of run into that issue, but
kind of. But the thing is, you guys just realize anybody of any size can fight. Because the unfortunate thing is, like when you think of like the Twiggets and Widgets, but like if they were to fight, or let's say they're already, they're ready to scuffle at any time, they'd say they got short people complex. It's like, okay, why is it when the little Widgets are ready to fight, they have a complex, but if a person of like you just say normal size is ready to fight, they're just ready to fight? You just got to keep that in mind. It's like, no, anybody of any size and shape is either going to be ready to go or not ready to go. It's the heart. The heart is what's going to drive it. So, complex, like those little bastards could have kicked some ass.
Grim 2 acknowledged here, they covered that by saying the element is too powerful for them to use.
See, and I'm glad he said that. I did not.
There we go.
Thank you, Grim. See, he's there to save the day. He's the encyclopedia, and James and Tyler, they know those things inside out. And there, I guess you just fucking found it out. So, all right,
there we go. Take another shot, everybody.
A shoot. Darn it! I mean, fudge. Adam Gabbard, have a good evening. Let's see. Jonathan Muller. Joe, have you come across any Masters of the WWE figures in stores in your area? Not mine. No, I haven't, but yeah, you weren't here at the beginning. I did mention they're supposed to be popping up at stores. I know the ring with the 2-pack is, and I think even the single figures. So I'm gonna be checking this week because yeah, if they're there, yeah, I gotta get them. Gotta get the Ultimate Warrior. Gotta get him, and at least Sting and the others within time. But the Warrior's got to be the first one I get. So he was always like a superhero to me when I was like, back in the day watching He-Man or something else. And when the Warrior, he looked like a real life cartoon character come to life. So he's perfect within that universe. Let's see, Hip Hop Radio. I was thinking about that before. I think he was talking about when I was referring to the vintage style other Eazy-E, but that's not even looking close to this. And obviously isn't copying because the vision he has for me, he just wants him, well, kind of like, just as you know him and see him. Grimbot was giving you some advice.
A copy of the VOB files on the hard drive. I'll try to I'll look into that and get that figured out.
Yeah, because JSP said okay, and JSP said like the BCI menus are better in Universal. I don't know if I've seen the Universal menus, so I'm not quite sure. So yeah, I think I kind of like, since I had the Spine series, it's like I didn't feel like getting them over and over and over again, unless they came with some cool collector art cards or something different. But otherwise, I wouldn't. Zentron has an animated TV series, quote, "You shall know his new form by his white hair. You shall know his new form by his white hair."
Nope.
Fuck, you got me there, Zentron.
There's no one take a shot. Hip Hop Radio Live, Hip Hop Music said about getting the NWA made. That's what he was referring to. So hey, there you go.
Oh, that's
you might have some more commissions heading your way. Link down below. Hit Joe up. Seriously, if you guys want a customized anything, I'm sure he can make it work.
I will certainly try. JSB, I think, has one for you. He said, "Who wins, the Widgets or the Bagel Boss Fighter?" I don't know what a Bagel Boss Fighter is. Help me out, Nathan. What is that?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
I guess I can look that up really quick.
Do that. While you do that, even Jason Johnston said, yeah, the Ultimate Warrior one is the only one he's really interested in. Yeah, he fits like, I mean, he looks like he could have been in Masters of the Universe. Just his look and design and the insanity and the crazy things. Just saying, yeah, he would have fit perfect with it.
I guess it's like a video where there's this guy throwing a fit inside of a store.
All right, I'll have to check it when we get off because I was like,
yeah, I'll have to watch that as well. That's something that I missed. It happened during the summer, apparently.
Okay, all right. And shoot, look at this. It looks like almost everybody is pretty much saying what I've been saying. They're all just, the Ultimate Warrior is the one they're really looking forward to. So,
hey, you're looking forward to that Rey Mysterio Stratos figure as well. Don't lie.
Yes. Oh, and when he's made, because I don't think he's in this wave. It'll be a future wave, but I'll get that. It's the first time I thought Stratos looked cool, so I'll get that Rey Mysterio one. And I think that might be it for now. Because like I said, I think we tried to cover everybody that did pop up in the chat room. If we missed something, apologize. But yeah, we always save this for people that are new to the show. Jonathan, since you're new, we'll save it towards the end. Question and answer. We'll try to get to everybody here that's, watching the show live. But is there anything you wanted to say, Nathan, before we get ready to wrap it up?
Well, I know Joe will probably mention it in his closing, but I want you guys to hop on over to the Beyond Retro channel. Link is also down below. Give that a subscribe and watch our video that we did last night called The Drunk and the Masked Man. It's a new series that we're doing that's also a live interactive show, but it's going to kind of cover subjects that go beyond Master of the Universe. And if all goes well next week, Joe and I are going to eat those nasty jelly beans.
They'll be bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
looking forward to it because I was thinking the last time you did it when you ate one, you almost gagged. So I probably should. I know we used to joke about it when Tyler would sit here and go on and on about himself and inflate his ego, but I probably should have a bucket beside of me for this, right? In case I need to throw up.
I just, I can eat okay, you guys see me eat a tarantula. I can do that, and you'd figure, okay, Joe, you can eat an actual bug, but you can't eat a jelly bean with fake flavors. It's yeah, exactly, because these flavors are made to taste like things I don't like. I'll admit that spider, it was kind of hairy going down my throat, not much of a taste except like a dirty carpet, as I said. But
which that in itself lends to another story that I probably never want to hear, but all right.
Right. Yeah, you probably don't. But I don't like the taste of spoiled milk, or if you have a rotten egg, or vomit,
Uh,
or dead
uh,
fish. It's like that's
yeah.
horrible. That's they can keep that. So I was spitting them out, and for people that were swallowing, I'm like, how the hell could you eat those things? So yeah, you might want to keep one, or maybe
All
you'll
right.
be a trooper and eat it and swallow it. But
Well,
I'll be
well,
spitting mine probably
we'll
out.
we'll see how it goes. But if you guys, if that sounds appealing to you and you want to watch us torture ourselves, make sure you hop on over and check us out next week. The plan for that is Saturdays at 8 p.m. Yeah, Saturdays at 8. So that's what we're going to be doing. And we'll be, like I said before, talking about all kinds of different things. Like this week, we talked
Yeah.
about Black Friday and Thanksgiving and The Mandalorian and Disney Plus and kind of just went all over the place.
Yeah.
So we hope you guys hop on over, give that a sub. Check it out.
Yep. Yes, we would appreciate it. It's a lot of different things. So we do, yeah, definitely. And I guess Zentron said it was Dungeons and Dragons. So now, yeah, you got me, Zentron, on that. I did not know that. And let's see. Omegator popped up. Thank you for joining us. Said, "How about the New Day Manny faces?" Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'll get that too. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the later ones, and I like that
that
gimmick.
actually for me works with what they're trying to do. It's the one thing in there I'm like, all right, that makes sense. So yeah, I wouldn't mind getting that figure. I don't know. It
That was
depends when I see them in store. I might change my mind.
it was a very it's a that was a perfect gimmick because three of them, three faces, and I remember when they showed that as a surprise when they were doing the panel for all the figures, and they had I think some of the WWE superstars up there. And when they showed Kofi, see that Kofi? I said it. I said it right. I didn't say coffee, but I'm gonna
Coffee
say just for you.
Kingston.
I'm gonna say just for you, Coffee Kingston seen the figure and it was revealed in front of him. He loved it and he was like, "Can I keep this prototype?" You could tell he really wanted it because I know he's a Masters of the Universe fan. Like he used to wear tights that would be like Battle Cat inspired. So, no, you got some He-Man fans loving those figures and seeing themselves as a He-Man style figure. That must be a hell of a thing.
Oh, well, I mean, that would just be cool in general if you were a part of something that had its own action figure line and they made a figure like that would be awesome.
Oh hell yeah, that's what I mean. It'd be an honor. It'd be
Like
insane.
I think
So
it would be
they
cool
must.
if you took the little filmation versions of us and customized and made figures out of those. I think that would be really cool.
That would be. It could be interesting. That would be maybe something in the future because I have turned people into figures and they kind of really get a kick out of it. So that would
Yeah,
be fun. And I
if
did
the
want to
show ever blows up, we can just set up a store and sell our own figures of ourselves.
do it.
Yeah,
We'll have those things manufactured. I'll pop out. I'll get my own little factory.
yeah,
No, that
yeah.
could be cool. And yes, for hip hop radio, I just want to say yes. And tell Scott we said hi. Glad he's home and he's doing well and getting better, and hope he just gets stronger and stronger, bud. So good to hear he's home. And I wanted to acknowledge He-Man.org when they did their roast Google episode. It was X amount of episodes a while back where they gave a shout out to us, and it was nice just for them to acknowledge us and say some stuff. We appreciate it. So shooting it right back to you. Same thing with David Clark and adultcollector.org and a lot of things that David Clark does. He has a lot of Facebook groups and pages, and he does a podcast council, the first one. So just want to get some shout outs to people, and because I always appreciate shooting some love here. I'm going to shoot it right
Now,
back. So
was this was back when Tyler was still on the show that they were handing out all these compliments, right?
it was just on the episode, the one right before. It's like, and I was like, damn it, and I completely forgot to acknowledge Rose Google way back when. So I was like, they're probably like, oh, Joe, that was
Yeah,
a 2-3 month
I'm
delay.
sure since Tyler's no longer involved and we've been chugging along the last few weeks, I'm sure Rose Google will just be like, "Oh man, what are those guys doing?" It's like when Kiss just keeps doing reunion tours, and when they said that they were gonna quit like 20 years ago,
So
it's
yeah,
just
so
not the same anymore.
thanks. It's just like, what the hell? But yes, I did acknowledge. I forgot, but I did. My memory was it shut off. And Grim, he gave me a pot belly. I still don't know why he did a pot belly, but he gave me a pot belly in our Fans of Power, like I said, logo. And that's what he said. If Joe retains his
I
pot
mean,
belly
at
for the
this rate, you may
figure.
as well just give it to me. We'll just
With the beer drinking that you're
yeah,
doing, it's going to be there
we'll just
eventually.
trade that over. I don't know.
Yes.
People are still like, "Oh yeah, you seem just kind of slim now." I'm like, "Yeah, but I've gained like 30 pounds. Not like you guys can really tell from this angle." But any,
Did you really?
Yeah, I've gained like 30 pounds in the last like 2 years. All right,
That's a lot
let's
of
wrap this
damn.
shit up, Joe. We're just gonna keep going
He's like,
on.
we ain't gonna talk. He's like, I ain't gonna talk about my gut no more. But yes, it was great having you all here, new people, and the ones that have always stayed true with us. We always love and appreciate your support. And again, for new people, I said it earlier. I'm gonna say it again though. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell so you can always get notified when we go live. And until next time, have a powerful day.
All right, more wrestling trivia for you, Joe. I feel like this one's
I'm gonna get.
I feel like this one's sort of a softball question, but you never know.
Okay, I'll get.
Back in 2001, they decided to merge the WCW Championship and the WWF Championship, and they held a tournament. Who was the winner of that tournament, and who did he beat in both rounds to win the championship?
Did Chris Jericho beat The Rock and Stone Cold?
Hey, there you go. I guess I can make it a little bit harder. What was the name of the pay-per-view?
Have a powerful day.
It was Vengeance.
Vengeance. All right. Oh, I remember the person. I remember who he beat, but didn't remember the name of the pay-per-view.
A little bit of a softball, but I always go through the thing of I really need to think of the question before the show, and then I wait until they're asking questions. I'm just going in my head. I'm like, oh, well, it'd be a good thing to ask. All right, yeah, let's go with that.
But just remember, I ain't gonna get them all. That's a definite fact. Like that one you just gave me, I got part of it, didn't get the others. So yeah, it's gonna be rare when I get it. So
all right.
See you guys next time.